Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Alana Simone. So first of all, I wanted to welcome you guys and I pray that you're having an amazing day. So today we're talking about what if all things ended up working together in your life for good. I think this is so important. I think oftentimes we get caught up in worry. We get caught up with entertaining doubt in our life, and sometimes we can really talk ourselves out of the things that God has instructed us to do or called us to do in this life. And so what happens is we don't realize, sometimes the potential that we have, and also what could happen if we just stepped out in obedience. What could happen if we could just step out in faith in our life with the things that God has instructed us to do. God has called me to do a lot of things in this life. And one thing when I was younger, especially, I dealt with was fear. And I dealt with the fear of being rejected, or fear of not being accepted by people, or making a mistake, like fear of failure. I think a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people deal with, the fear of failing. And it's like, what if I step out and do what God has called me to do and I fail? What if I look like a fool in front of these people? What if I look like crazy? What if I, say something wrong? What if I don't look a certain way? What if I, don't meet the mark every single time? Then we allow this fear to start building up in our life. And what fear ends up doing is holding us back from the things that God has called us to do or wants us to do in this life. And so thank God I've grown in Him. Thank God I've just grown as an individual and have allowed really fear to just be washed away from me, and really just start stepping more into, more fully into God, who God has called me to be. At the end of the day, everybody's not going to like you. Everybody's not going to support you. Everybody's not going to cheer for you, clap for you, be happy for you. That's just a part of life, and unfortunately, that's just the type of world we live in. This is, is bound to happen. There will be people that will be happy for you. There will be people who will support you and clap for you and cheer for you. And then on the other hand, there will be people who don't care and will talk down on you, will pick you apart, will be negative, who won't support you. There's so many things it's like a little scale, and it's two different sides to the scale. So it's just really important to know who you are and allow God to help you discover that, because we don't recognize a lot of times who we are in Him, because we don't take the time to spend time with Him for Him to show that to us and reveal that to us, So knowing that that's important, first of all, and knowing that, first of all, when you step out in faith and when you just don't care what people say, you can get so much more accomplished. Who cares if you look crazy? Who cares if everybody doesn't clap for you? Who cares if, people see that you messed up, or you may look awkward? It don't matter. At the end of the day, one thing you're doing is you're doing something. And so oftentimes a lot of people who, may say something or who may critique you, they're not even doing nothing in their own life. And so the fact that you're even stepping out doing, the thing that God has called you to do, then claps, cheers for you, because why? That's amazing. And you took a step that most people will never take in their life. So hats off to you and cheers to you, because that's a great thing. And so the thing is, though, we have to just keep on going. The thing is, we push past our fear, we push past the failure. And even if we do fail, allow failure to be the greatest teacher in your life. I have failed at many things in my life. And but one thing I didn't do was allow it to keep me bound, allow me to stay stuck. Okay, I failed. Maybe I didn't say something right. Maybe I didn't show up to something on time. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and throw a pity party for myself. I learned what I need to learn from that situation, and I move forward and grow. I know in my job, me being newer to tech and stuff like that, yes, I've been doing it for a little over a year now, but I've failed so many times in my position. But what does failure do? I've learned that failure is the greatest teacher that you can have, because why? When you fail at something, you now recognize what needs to change. You now create a new opportunity for you to be able to grow and become better in life. Like, we look at failure as so bad. We look at failure as terrible. And it's really not. It's one of the greatest teachers, if we allow it to be in our life, that can really help us propel forward and really, just become a greater person overall. And so just know that sometimes we don't get everything right. Sometimes we fail at stuff. Sometimes we think we heard God say something, but it was, we may have missed it, but it doesn't matter. You grow and learn from your failures. You grow and learn from not getting it right. You grow and learn from not being perfect. Remove being perfect off of you. Remove the fear of failure and rejection and worry and doubt. Listen, we all experience that, but the difference is, for somebody who pushes past that, is that they didn't stay stuck in it, and they didn't come into agreement with the thoughts of negativity that were pouring into their mind. So you push past that. I'm not saying you're not going to have days where you feel worry, doubt, fear of failure, anxiety, or anything like that. No, because you're human, that's normal. But we push past it, and these things can be overcome in our life the more and more we step forward and just go out. Sometimes it's scary to walk on water because you feel like, run wrong move, you're gonna sink, but it's okay. Like, listen, just step forward, step out, and go out in this life. To me, every single day, every single time I get on this YouTube to talk to you guys and really try to encourage you and just speak to you, I have to push past the fear of failure. I have to push past not getting it perfect. I have to push past not getting it right. I have to push past accepting that everybody will not agree and accept the message that I'm speaking, but that doesn't mean that I'm wrong. That doesn't mean that I did something wrong. It just means that those aren't the people for me. And those, it doesn't mean stop talking. It just means that, okay, somebody didn't agree today. Okay, clearly they drank some bad water and they something wrong, but that doesn't have nothing to do with me. Like, everybody's not going to agree, but you can have somebody not agree, but then have 50 other people who agree. So to quit because the one said something and then give up on the 50, that's insane. That's crazy. But so many people allow that to happen in their life, and they never see the goodness of God fully in their life come to pass because they quit in the process. They quit when somebody comes and tries to discourage them. They quit when things don't go their way. They never get to see the full goodness of God in their life and all things working out together for their good because of a situation like that. But today I wanted to encourage you to know that you can see the goodness of God in your life. You can see all things working out together for your good. You just have to see past where you are. You have to see the future. You have to see the future with your faith. Our faith is the evidence of things unseen, hoped for, and imagined. So we have to imagine our life differently. We have to imagine us speaking and being able to help people, us sharing our testimony and it helps people. We have to imagine that the business will succeed, that God has, instructed us to start. We have to imagine that we will finish college with a degree. And all this stuff. We have to imagine it. We have to see it before we see it, basically. And that's just, a blessing. And that's really what faith is. And so just know that God desires to prosper you in this life, to help you achieve things, to help you, really grow and do a lot of great things in this life. But it's us pushing past our fears. It's us pushing past negative thoughts. It's us pushing past the naysayers and just stepping out with our faith and saying, okay, Lord, if you are with me, if you are with me, then who can be against me in this life? If you called me to speak to people, if you called me to minister to people, if you called me to pursue a college degree, if you've called me to start a business, then that's enough. That's enough for me. And when you know that God is enough for you, you then begin to realize what he has instructed you to do is more than enough. It doesn't matter if you have an audience clapping for you, cheering for you. It doesn't matter anything. If God said it, then just do it. And he will make sure everything else works out together for your good. Because if he said it, he will figure out the rest. Seek him first and allow him to figure out the rest of your life. And I guarantee you, it'll just blow your mind. So today I just wanted to encourage you and know that, and I pray that you know that you can do more than what you see now, more than even what you could imagine. We just have to push past, things, the hurdles that block us, which is usually fear, worry, doubt, and so many other things. Push past that today, push past that this week, this year, years to come, and I guarantee you will start to see everything in your life working together for the good that God has intended it for it to be. So be encouraged today, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.